All right, this is take two because I forgot to fix my mic. All right, last week, did you miss me? I know I was gone for a while. I missed last week because I was talking about theory of consciousness. But guess what? My other podcast, which is my work podcast, I have somebody who's coming on to talk about the theory of consciousness, and we're going to compare Baum's theory versus Feijian's theory, and we're going to talk about materialist view versus the idealist view. So anyway, I'm going to ask all my questions, and I'll post it obviously on my work YouTube channel, not my channel. It's my work's channel. But then I'm also going to post it here. So just watch for that. It's going to be a couple weeks yet. Um, so this week, not a whole lot. I mean, there's a whole lot that's going on in the world. You're the fire horse. Still waiting for the fire horse to show up and kick some butt right now. The world is just on fire. So, but yeah, lots of things happening in the world. You know, war, famine, ice is still a thing. So, processing all of that. But one of the things that I have been um, like processing the last week or so, couple of weeks, is this idea of codependency. So, like, when I left, like, I've always said that evangelical pastors lean one of two ways. So, you're either going to lean towards narcissism or you're going to lean towards codependency. Um, just you can guess which one I leaned towards. Uh, and so there was a part of me that I think, like subconsciously, I thought, well, once I leave the church, yeah, I still have to deconstruct and process stuff and healing, etc. But I'm going to be out of that environment, right? Forgetting that you take yourself with you when you go. And so, like, sometimes I realize like things happen in new relationships, work, friendships, etc. since I've left the church, and I think, wow, wow, that's why is this happening? And I heard an influencer say this week something to the effect of, you train people how to treat you, and I think because I took myself out of that environment of the church, that I I don't know, I guess I hadn't thought of it that much. And I'm like, oh yeah, I do. I Yes, that's why this is happening. I have taught people how to treat me, and as a evangelical, you're meant to shrink yourself, you're always meant to apologize, over explain yourself. Um, you always go last, you always, I mean, except for the narcissist, but those of us who lead codependent, right? And so it's been a lot of journaling and meditating on that over the last couple of weeks and thinking about how do I change that? Like how do I change, how do I teach people how to treat me like I want to be treated? Like how do you do that, right? It's like it's easy to say, well, you train people. But okay, well, how did I do that? And how do I not do that? How do I train them differently? So yeah, I don't really have any answers as much as that's kind of where I'm at this week and wrestling with how do I change the way I show up in the world, um, and teach people how to treat me, you know. And I think there's an assumption, well, if I if I treat them one way, they'll treat me this way, but that's not always the case. So, how does that work? What does that look like? So, anyway, I'm going to dig into that a little bit, and so probably talk about that more in the weeks ahead of what does it look like. Um, Probably stop apologizing as much, um, as I do, especially things that aren't my fault or that I have no control over. Um, not carry other people's guilt, which I know is easier said than done, but I really felt strongly this week. Stop carrying other people's guilt. It's if you're feeling guilty, you're like, so I'll use the example of me. There's been a couple of times where I've said to myself, man, I burned everything to the ground by speaking up on behalf of these girls, and then nothing really happened. I mean, some stuff happened, but at the end of the day, he's still pastoring, you know, whatever. Um, but I don't have to take on that guilt. Like I did what I knew was right, and I don't have to carry on their guilt. They are guilty of not um, appropriate, appropriately handing out justice, metering out justice. But I don't have to feel guilty about the fact that they didn't do their part, so to speak. So anyway, that's what I'm kind of wrestling with. Not a whole lot this week. I mean, a whole lot, but I don't have a lot to say about it. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do some thinking, meditating, reading, and figure out what does that look like to show up differently in the world. So anyway, hope you have a great week.